Welcome back to the show. You're here with us on Good Morning Sri Lanka. Now going from French culture to something that's very uniquely Sri Lankan and something very important that's happening here in Sri Lanka. We have with us to speak about it Dr. Rasika Pereira, who is the Director General of the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission in Sri Lanka. So, good morning, Doctor. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Amaya.
Good morning. And so you're here to speak to us about a very important issue that maybe many people are not aware of, and they're sort of misusing this, and there is a proper protocol that should happen, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. I should ask you to first explain to us what is the role of the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
It's a very important question, Amaya. The role of the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission is to ensure quality and relevant vocational and tertiary education to all those who seek, and by doing this, by a gazette and a parliamentary act, the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission, we call TVEC.
Yes.
Any tertiary and vocational education provider, regardless of whether it is public or private, should register with the TVEC. Okay. By registering, we ensure that they have the proper staff, proper facilities, and relevant and up-to-date curricula to offer for those who seek education.
And do you find that there is a problem in Sri Lanka, or an issue now in Sri Lanka, where there are many tertiary and vocational educational institutions which don't live up to the standards that you have put down? Is that an issue here in Sri Lanka now?
It is not an issue because most of the training providers in Sri Lanka have registered with us.
I see.
And the time they advertise training programs without the registration of the TVEC, we notify them that it is a legal requirement for them to register with us, and then they immediately approach us and they get our standards. Most of them comply with our requirements.
Alright,
good news.
Taking the competition's perspective, how does the National Skills and Innovation Competition directly relate with the TVET sector development? Is there a direct correlation, or how does it affect?
Yes, it is. We expect a direct correlation because we expect by this competition to reposition the TVET sector, tertiary and vocational education training sector, as a meaningful and relevant way of uplifting the career and the lifestyle of youth. So we expect to attract as much as possible youth to the TVET sector, because at the moment there are about 300,000 students passing out from the school education system, and only 25,000 approximately students get an opportunity to join the national university education system.
Yes.
And the public TVET sector provide training for about 75,000, whereas another 50,000 is provided by the private sector. But the remaining 100,000, we have to attract them and give opportunities for them to get training which is relevant.
I think on a personal note, Amma, it's an immense, huge thing that it's being done right now, because so many future potential superstars in the making in any industry that you call it for get neglected because of the education system, or it depends from perspective. But with this, do you see that it's changing and future stars emerge out of this competition maybe?
Yes, now this is Banuka, an opportunity that our skilled people get an opportunity to show that they are experts.
Yeah.
So this one way that we try to highlight the skills and abilities of our own vocational training center graduates, to show that they are up to the universal benchmarks. And there are a lot of things happening at the moment as well. There will be a $300 million investment doing by the Sri Lankan government in the next 5 years to uplift the tertiary and vocational education system in Sri Lanka with the help of ADB and World Bank funds. So with that, we need more attraction to this area, and we expect that the TVET sector will contribute to the national development and economic development of the country, especially when we move towards a middle income country.
Of course, and that's very important. I mean, that is the next step for Sri Lanka, isn't it? Definitely.
Going
All right.
one step higher, Maya.
Going one step higher. But why go for a competition, Doctor? I mean, there are so many different things that you could have done to sort of promote this platform, but why choose a competition specifically?
Amaya, this is only one way of promoting the TVET sector. There are so many other things that are happening, such as the career guidance services, also introduction of the technology stream to the school education system. So with this competition, we will be attracting youth to the TVET sector. If I explain you how this is going to happen, there will be competitions carried out within institutions. In Sri Lanka, we have 4 main public training providers, which is the Department of Technical Education and Training, National Youth Council, Vocational Training Authority, and National Apprenticeship and Training Authority. They will be conducting their own competitions district wise, and they will be selecting after the district competition provincial wise the best for all the occupations. I will mention you what are the occupations in the time to come.
Good.
And also there's as I mentioned, there's a huge private sector involvement in the TVET provision. And the Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission will be facilitating the competition, provincial competition for the private sector and those who are in the industry.
Okay, all right.
And there will be first provincial competition, which is a semi-final competition, which will be taking place from 10th to 13th of December this year, and we will be selecting best 3 for each occupation provincially, and there will be a final competition.
Alright, you mentioned the word international. Just to reinforce on that point, we are expecting international judges as well for this competition. Marking from Canada, if you can call it.
Yes, we have already negotiated. There will be, we expect to get judges from Canada, Germany, Korea, Japan, if possible, to judge these youth who will be competing at the final competition.
Was there a criteria to select the judges as well, or how did that work out?
We will be inviting them. We will be inviting them because Bhanuka, there's a world skill competition.
Okay.
So we would like to benchmark our criteria with the world competition standards to make sure that our youth can go to the world competition and compete.
And what is the age group that you're really targeting with this competition, or is there a particular age group?
Yes, those who are between 18 and 35 can participate in this competition. One additional condition is that they have to undergo training in a training center registered with the TVEC.
Okay.
Or there's another way of acquiring certification, which is called the recognition of prior learning. Say for example, a child is working with his father, who is a skilled person. Now the skill he gained, we assess and give a certification.
I see. All right.
So
then
they also can be part of this competition.
Taking the entire competition as a gigantic event, what can Amaya and I expect out of it as complete outsiders watching the event at home? What can we expect?
You can expect a reality show.
That's why I was wondering what it was. Tell us a little bit more on that.
Yes, Bhanuka, say for example, it is going to, the final competition is going to take place from 13th of February to 15th of February 2014.
Mark your calendars.
At the BMICH.
Alright.
If I explain you automobile painter, those who compete for this occupation will have to do a real job.
of course.
It will be about 15-hour competition. They will be actually painting a vehicle. So they will be judged based on their output. It's going to be similar competition for all the other occupations. I can list the occupations.
Go ahead, please.
The occupations are computer applications assistant, beautician, electrician, welder, automobile mechanic, baker. So bakers will bake products.
I see.
Hairdresser, you can have a haircut.
We'll send Banu over to the competition, and you can definitely use him as a model.
Yesterday.
No, by that time, by January, your hair would have grown out.
Exactly, I will wait.
So make sure that you have long hair by February. Wood craftsman, construction craftsman, refrigeration and air conditioning mechanic, motorcycle mechanic, computer hardware technician, aluminium fabricator, computer graphic designer, electrical equipment repairer, plumber, machinist, wood craftsman, building, electric motor winder, industrial sewing machine operator, automobile painter, what I mentioned, nurse assistant and tailor.
Wow,
So
so many industries going together as one, and we will talk about this more because I'm very, very curious to know what it is going to be, because it's in February as well. But right now we do need to take a commercial break. Do not go anywhere. Visit our Facebook fan page as well, right, Amaya?
Of course, and that's www.facebook.com/Good Morning Sri Lanka, and you can like our page and give us any of your views, comments. You can leave it all on the page as well, and you can also email us at mtvsports@maharaja.lk. So we'll be right back with Dr. Rasika. Do stay with us on the show. Welcome back to the show. Alright, so I'm here on the show with Banu, and as the guest we have today Dr. Rasika Perera. Now, he was speaking to us earlier about a very important initiative that's taking place here in the country, which is this competition for all the people who are at a tertiary or vocational level, and they have different skills, and they can take part in this particular competition. And you listed out the occupations, doctor, that they can compete under. But let's take maybe one of these occupations and talk about the different skills that will be evaluated and what we can expect when we watch it as a reality show in January. Alright, so if we take something like a beautician, maybe.
Yes, I thought Amaya, you would
with.
love to hear about the beauty culture.
Focus on Amaya.
Definitely. Of course I'm interested. Go ahead, doctor.
Yes.
So when we assess their skills, we will be assessing their knowledge and skills, both the knowledge and the skills. So knowledge will be assessed based on a question paper, and skill will be assessed based on the on what they perform, and the criteria at the competition. Now, if you take, for example, the beauty culture, we will be looking at what their knowledge and skill about their the maintaining and a safe and pleasant beauty salon environment, receive clients and prepare them for beauty salon services, recommend skincare products, perform skin treatment, apply makeup to enhance facial appearance, provide nail care and engage nail decoration, and provide advice and promote sales of beauty care products, and manage a beauty salon.
Wow.
So we'll be looking at a total holistic way of doing this business.
Of course, and your organization is actually going to, the commission is actually going to give all the training that is necessary, is it, for anyone who wants to enter the competition?